Well, energy for Arizona is endless. We have an immense diversification of energy sources. We have coal, we have the largest nuclear power plant in the United States. We have natural gas in abundance now with lots of transportation of natural gas. And we also have quite a vast renewable energy portfolio, which is mainly solar because we have such a vast resource, but we also have some great wind projects going on and actually contributing or generating right now. And the governor is also very excited about algae production and what can that do to help us with our energy mix in the future. We've been a leader. I mean, we were early adopters thanks to some really good founders, the utilities did a really good job planning. Whether that be early days with hydro and all the dams, they set us up beautifully. The transmission that was built, it was amazing as compared to some other neighboring type states. So we have the infrastructure that was built on pretty solid foundations. So that's nice. Moving into the future, we look out over a horizon where we are a huge exporter of energy. And as the EPA and other parties get involved in kind of minimizing the amount of those sources that we can use, we need to look for new ways to continue to be a leader in exporting our energy. Obviously, our biggest resource is solar. So we spend a lot of time talking about solar, educating people about solar, and trying to advance solar policies in this state to do a lot of really good things. We're trying to lower the base of system costs for solar so that the overall cost is cheaper so that people will use it and pay for it to go in. We also have some of the largest utility scale solar projects coming online at the end of the year. Solana. That is the largest concentrated solar power plant on private land in the world. And I believe it's going to be about 350 megawatts. And that's a CSP technology, which is a little rare for Arizona. CSP does utilize quite a bit of water, not nearly as much water as the property was used for in the agriculture use, but still, it's Arizona, so anytime there's a water use, there's something needs to be considered. But they were able to mitigate that, and it's a fantastic project. And it should be online, I think, by 2014. The basic gist of CSP is steam ends up turning traditional turbines and generating electricity the old-fashioned way. But instead of doing it with combustion and some other things, we're doing it using the sun's heat. Diversification, I think, in this day and age is the key when you're talking about energy. But what we're doing now is a lot of integration. We have some issues still with solar. Thermal storage, for example, we're a little off on that. We're getting there, but it's difficult. So now that the natural gas prices are so low, it's a wonderful integration. You can use solar PV and natural gas, and so when the sun is shining, you use the PV. When it's not, you use the natural gas. We were third in the nation last year in the terms of the number of solar jobs in the United States. We moved from number 8 to number 3 in 1 year. And that was just the same year that these incentives were passed. So we had a boom. We're also third in the country in the number of megawatts of installed solar PV, like rooftop. It's looking like we're going to rank even higher next year. So Arizona's on the map, as it should be. In the future, I think what you're going to see is a general slight decline over years of our traditional sources of energy being replaced by renewable sources of energy. But just as any good thing, it's not done overnight. And we're doing it methodically, and we're putting the incentives in place to try and attract that and make it happen. And we have real high hopes for the private sector energy market here, the renewable energy space in Arizona.